Hello, I'm Mr. Chu, and I give you warm welcome to my study room. And in a video I posted yesterday, let me take off the mask. So in the video I posted yesterday, I promised to continue the solution to quadratic inequality questions using another method. So today I'm continuing solving quadratic inequality using the number line or the sign chart. All right, so let's move on straight to the business for the day. Great. So to solve quadratic inequalities using the method of the number line or using the number line, there are three quick steps you need to know. There are three quick steps you need to know. So these steps are: number one, you determine the critical numbers. So these critical numbers are the solution set for the quadratic function involved. Then number two, you create a sign chart or the number line. Create a sign chart or a number line. Then the number three, find the range of values by testing. Find Great. So without talking much, let's take the very first example. Let's take the very first example. Good. Find the true set of the inequality three x squared plus 5x minus 2 less than 0. Right. So just like in the previous video, the first thing we'll be doing is to find the factors. And using quadratic factorization, the factors will be 3x minus 1, x plus 2, and equal to 0, because we are going to look for the zeros. And the zeros will be x equals 1/3 or -2. Good. So this 1/3 and -2 are critical numbers. So we are going to represent these two numbers on a number line. So let's sketch a number line. On this number line, we have positive 1/3 and -2. So we just need three values on this number line. And this will be, we have our 0 in the middle. -2 is -2, it will be to the left of 0. And then 1/3 is positive, so it will be to the right of 0. So 1/3. Good. And this is, so to use the number line, it means that our range of values, let's put the two zeros on top of the two critical numbers. So what we want to know is that either our range of values are in this direction from 1/3 or towards this direction. Let me use the right words. So either our values are greater than 1/3 or they are less than -2 or they are between the two of them. Right. How do we determine that? That is where the testing comes in. Sorry, my line is a bit crooked. That's where the testing comes in. So we are going to first test using the values here in this region to see which of them will satisfy. So we are just choosing any number less than, because in fact this thing here is the range here is all numbers less than -2. So we are just going to choose one number which is less than -2. And I think -3 is okay. You can choose -5, -7, or any other number less than -2. So I'm choosing -3, and I'm going to fix it into this inequality to see whether it will be true. So when I choose -3, we are going to have 3 into bracket -3 squared plus 5 -3 then minus 2. This is going to give me 3 squared is 9 times 3, 27 minus 15 minus 2. So this will give me 10. 27 minus 17 is 10. So that is a positive number. So it means that our answer here will be positive, meaning it will be greater than 0. So let's write positive here. Now let's come to this region. Numbers between -2 and 1/3. And here, I think the easiest number for us to choose between these two is 0. You can choose -1. Remember, 1/3 is 0.3. So you can choose 0, you can choose -1. But I will choose 0, which is easier. So we are going to have 3 into bracket 0 squared plus 5, 0. I write my 0 minus 2. All right, this is 0 plus 0 minus 2, give me -2. So our answer here will be negative. You are just interested in a sign, negative. So now let's choose one value in this range to all numbers greater than 1/3. And again, remember 1/3 is 0.33333. So 0.5 is there, but I would like to use whole number. So we can choose 1, we can choose 3, 2, 3, 5, any number greater than 0.3, or that is it. So I will choose 1 for easier calculation purposes. So 3, 1 squared plus 5, 1 minus 2. This is going to give me 3 plus 5 minus 2. 8 minus 2 is 6, which is also positive. So I write positive here. So for the three regions, this region we have positive, here we have negative, and then here we have positive. Let us now see I just feel like writing my negative well. So we have negative. Good. So now let's see which of the three regions satisfy our question. They are saying that the whole of this expression should be less than 0. And obviously, only negative numbers are less than 0. The positive ones cannot. Positive ones are greater than 0. So it means that our true answer, or the only answer that can satisfy this inequality here, is numbers between -2 and +1/3. So our truth set is going to be Tx equals x is such that -2 less than x less than 1/3. Good. So this is our truth set. This is our truth set. Then, since I said we are using both the sign chart or the number line, we can represent this same information using the chart. And I'll use the chart only in this example 1, so that when you are solving the subsequent ones, you choose whether you want to use the number line or you want to use the sign chart. So I'm going to clean the right side of this thing quickly and then use the chart there, and then I will not use the chart again. You can use if you want to. Thank you. So here we draw a table. We draw a table nicely. Probably let me just change my color. Let me just change my color. First, let me draw a table here nicely. And then in our table, we are going to have x. Then we are going to have under the x, we are going to have our factors. So here 3x minus 1 will be here. Then we are going to have the second factor, which is x plus 2, also here. Then the last one, which is the two of them combined, which is our function. So 3x minus 1, then x plus 2. So we are just fixing this into, which is the same as this, into it to see which of them will satisfy the original equation, meaning that it will be less than 0. And we all remember that numbers less than 0 are negative. So we'll see which of them will satisfy that. Then now we are going to test them. Let me just redo this thing well. My lines, reconnect my lines well. Good. So here, this region, we have all numbers less than -2. So that will be x less than -2. Then in this region, we have numbers between -2 and 1/3. So that is -2 less than x less than 1/3. Then we have the last region, which is all numbers greater than 1/3. So x greater than 1/3. Good. So here, when we are going to pick numbers in these regions. So in the table, we'll pick numbers less than -2. And again, I'll just pick -3. So when I put -3 here, 3 times -3 is -9. Negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10. So that is negative. Then I put the same negative 3 here. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So also negative. But when I fix the negative 3 here, we just solved that earlier in this video. So that will give us a positive number. Good. Then here, between them, we pick 0. We pick 0. So 3 times 0 is 0. Minus 1 is negative 1. We have negative. So x plus, no, 0 plus 2 is 2. So positive here. Then when we put the whole 0 here, we are going to get a negative number because we did that already. That gives us negative 2. Then here we pick 1. When we fix 1 here, 3 times 1 is 3, minus 1 is 2, positive. Then 1 plus 2 is 3, positive. Then we put 1 inside here. We are going to get positive 6, so also positive. Good. So now this part, let me use another color. This part of the table is where our attention is going to be. This part of our table is where our attention is going to be. So here we have a positive answer when we fix numbers within this range. Within this range. And we have a negative number when we pick a number from this range. We have a positive number when we pick a number from this range. So now here, we are going to test which of them will satisfy this. They say when we test, the answer should be less than 0, meaning that the answer should be negative. And when you look at them, it is here that we have a negative. So therefore, our answer, which is a true set, will be equal to, let me just clean that there quickly. Will be equal to x is such that negative 2 less than x less than 1 over 3. Good. So you can see that it's the same as what we had in the first one, meaning that when you are solving, taking from the yesterday's video, now you can sketch the graph. And if you don't want to sketch the graph, you can use the sign chart, which was you can use the number line, which we did first, and then, or you use the sign chart. So let's take another example quickly. Let's take another example quickly. All right. So example 2 is find the true set of the inequality. Find the true set of the inequality x squared minus 5x plus 4 greater than 0. When you factorize this, you are going to get x minus 1 and then x minus 4 equal to 0. Sorry for all those who cannot factorize quadratic equations. Don't worry, I will produce a video on that, just purposely for solving quadratic or factorizing quadratic equations. So that it means that our x is going to be 1 or positive 4. So quickly, we sketch our number line. This time, both numbers are positive, meaning that they are going to be to the right of 0. So I can put my 0 to the far left. I have 1 here, and I have my 4 here. Remember, I'm not using any measurement. I'm just basing it on the fact that 1 comes before 4. That is just all. I'm not using any measurement, and I'm not interested in all the other numbers that are not in my critical numbers I'm looking for. So here, it means that we have 3 regions. We draw zeros on top of our critical numbers. So it's either we choose numbers here, which are numbers greater than +4, or numbers here, which are numbers less than -4, or numbers between them. So quickly, let's go on with the testing. Let's go on with the testing quickly and see what we are going to have. So here, we are choosing one number from this range, and we cannot choose any better number than 0. So let's choose 0. So here we are going to have 0 squared minus 5 times 0 plus 4. So 0, this will give us 0 minus 0 plus 4. So which will give us +4. So it means that here our answer is positive. Then we choose one number between 1 and 4. So I decide to choose 2. So this one is going to give me 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 4. This will give me 4 minus 5 to 10 plus 4. So 8 minus 2 is -2. So it means that our answer in this region will be negative. Then I choose one number that is within this range, using numbers greater than 4. So I will choose 5. Or maybe just let me choose 10. 10 is also greater than 4. So 10 squared here minus 5 times 10, then plus 4. So 10 squared is 100 minus 50 plus 4. So 100 minus 50 is 50 plus 4 is 54, which is positive. So we have positive in this range too. All right. So now we test which of them will satisfy the condition. All right. And by testing, we can see that here they say our number should be greater than 0. So all positive numbers are greater than 0. So it means that our answer will be this range and not between. So therefore, our truth set, which is our Tx, let me just write that well. Our truth set will be x is such that all numbers less than 1 will be x less than 1, or remember there is a gap between them, so we can't join, or all numbers greater than +4. Let me just write my +4 well. All right. So on your own, you can try with the sign chart and see what you have. So let's quickly take example 3. Let's quickly take example 3, which will probably be our last example for this lesson. Let's take example 3. Example 3 is find the solution set of the inequality 20 x squared plus 13x minus 21 less or equal to 0. All right. So straightforward, we move on to step 1, which is we factorize. So when we factorize this, we are going to get 5 x plus 7, and then 4x minus 3. We equate it to 0 because we are finding a root. And that means our x is going to be negative 7 over 5 or positive 3 over 4. Good. So we are going to put these numbers on the number line quickly. We have our number line. It's positive, negative, and positive. So the number line will be between them. The zero will be between them. So here we are going to have negative 7 over 5 here. And then we have 3 over 4, which is the positive number here. Good. So we are going to here, we are not going to put 0, we are going to shade it because of the less than equal to or greater than equal to. So we have to shade inside. Then we put this one here to be shade inside. Good. So it's either the numbers are greater than 3 over 4 or the numbers are less than negative 7 over 5, or they are in between them. So let's do the testing quickly and see what we are going to have. So remember that negative 7 over 5 is the same as negative 1.4. Negative 1.4, and 3 over 4 is the same as 0.75. So here, numbers less than negative 1.4, we can just choose negative 2. So let me just choose negative 2 here. So 20 times negative 2 squared plus 13 times negative 2 minus 21. So this is going to give me 80 minus 26 minus 21. And that also give me 33. So 33 is a positive number. That means it will be positive here. Let's choose numbers between them. And what better number can we choose than 0? So I have 20 times 0 squared plus 13 times 0 minus 21. Already this one will just give me negative 21. Negative 21, which is negative. Then we pick, remember I said this is 0.75. This is 0.75, so we can choose 1. 1 is greater than 0.75, so we can choose 1 from this range. So that we have 20 times 1 squared plus 13 times 1 minus 21. I just want to remind you quickly that this squared is affecting only the 1, not the 20. It's affecting the 1 in the bracket. If we were to affect the 20, they would have put both in brackets. So don't square the 20. So this is going to give us 20 plus 13 minus 21. And that will give us 12. 33 minus 21 is 12. Good. So that is also positive. Then now we go back to check which of them satisfy our inequality, which of them is less than 0. So it is the negative portion which is less than the 0. The negative portion which is less than the 0. So therefore, our two sets. Remember, we are concluding with the true set because the answers to find the true set or the solution set. And anytime a question asks you to find the true set or the solution set, you need to put the final answer in curly brackets as your set. So you are going to choose, it is the middle one that satisfies. So you're going to have x is such that negative 7 over 5 less or equal to, remember we shaded here, so less or equal to x less or equal to 3 over 4. And then that is our conclusion. And this, I said earlier already that this is the last example. So I won't like to bother you with more examples because of time. So let me just give you some few assignments to try after you going through this, to try and see whether your understanding is really as clear as you want it to be. So I'll give the questions and add the answers. So assignment, you find the solution set find the solution set for each of the following inequalities. So number one, we are going to have 26x minus 8 greater or equal to 15x squared. And when you finish this, your answer is supposed to be x is such that 2 over 5 less or equal to x less or equal to 4 over 3. Number 2, 6x squared plus x minus 1 less than 0. So your answer is supposed to be x is such that negative 1 over 2 less than x less than 1 over 3. Then question 3, 35 plus 24x less or equal to 35x squared. And our answer is supposed to be x is such that x less or equal to negative 5 over 7 or x is greater or equal to 7 over 5. Pick the next one, question 4. X plus 1 greater than 2x squared. And when you finish solving this, your answer is supposed to be x is such that x is such that negative 1 over 2 less than x less than 1. Then you get the next one, 10x squared less than 16x minus 55. That one, when you finish, your answer is supposed to be x is such that 11/10 less than x less than 5. All right, let me give you a last one as bonus. This one I will not add the answer. So we have 12x squared greater or equal to 6 minus x. So now try and see if you can get the answer for yourself. I'm sure after those 3 examples and then this 5 2 example, you should be able to get a 6th one without any struggle at all. Without any struggle at all. All right. So this is where we bring today's lesson to an end. And once again, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me in my study room. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because more videos are on the way on different topics. And I hope to get some feedback from everyone who goes to this. Thank you very much and meet you next time. Bye-bye.